All right, Shalom. First, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Onto us like foreigners. From the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. I just did a show. I'm going to kind of fall back into something I was thinking about through the spirit I make mention of. And I did a video of Trump saying that, talking about the prophets of doom and how the prophets of doom had said that the world will end in World War III. So when he made that statement, through the spirit, just did a bold statement, but it was a major statement. The major statement is this. Let me get that real quick. Isaiah 13:2. It says, lift thee up a banner upon the high mountain. What is that banner? That banner is the Bible. All right. Hey, the same guy that said that this is the only book and this, that, to the third. Well, that guy, what he fails to understand, like everybody else, this book is the book of all books. And this book stated long ago that this country, this corporation, is going to be destroyed. And it says, and exalt thy voice unto them. And that's why we are in the highways and the byways screaming, right? We was the indication that this land would be destroyed. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. So going to the gates of the nobles was the most going to gates to the nobles is what the major step is going to take place. All right, we got to understand in this thing of ours, there's persecution that's going to take place, and people is going to want answers, and people that trying to get the answers is going to be these elitists. All right, and some of them, they're going to take us, they're going to capture us like they did to our forefathers, chains or no chains, and ask us questions. Revelation 10:10. It says, and he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples, nations, and tongues, and kings. So John was in the Isle of Patmos. He didn't prophesy ever again. When did John prophesy again? Prophesied in the latter days. All right. Then that's our job. Our job is to go tell these people openly that their world is coming to an end, no matter what they say, no matter what they do. And it was a particular scripture I was looking for at the Wadi Yahbashim Yashai. I found it. 2 Chronicles 18 and I start at 14. But Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord beside that we might inquire of him? So we go into the same thing, the same story in First Kings, 21st chapter, the council, all right, of the kings, Jehoshaphat, Ahab, I believe, they had to go against Assyria, all right, and the prophets of Ahab told him everything that he wanted to hear, everything. It says, and the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him, for he never prophesied good unto me, but always evil, the same as Micah, the son of Amal. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. Like, all right, don't say that. Let this man speak. And the king of Israel called for one of his officers and said, fetch quickly Micah, the son of Amal. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, sat either sat either of sat either of them on his throne, clothed in their robes, and they sat in the void place at entering the in of the gate of Samaria, and all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah, the son of Kamana, had made his horns of iron, and said, thus saith the Lord, with these that shall punish Syria, not Assyria, until they be consumed. And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, up to Ramoth Gilgad, and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the messengers that went to call Micah spake to him, saying, behold, the words of the prophets declare good to the king, with one assent. Let thy word, therefore, I pray thee, be like one of theirs, and speak thou good. So he's like, look, everybody else follow everybody else. Follow what they're saying and do as they're doing. And this is what he said. And Micah said, as the Lord liveth, even what my power saith that I will speak. So he was like, look, I'm going to speak what the Lord told me to speak. All right. You can't persuade me to change my thing. I'm not going to speak to these things smoothly to you like they desired. So Micah prophesied in front of a king, 2 kings to be exact, what the Lord said. How much more of us here on earth in these latter days? Okay? In these latter days, they're going to somehow, some way realize that everything that's happening is going to get out of their control. And they're going to want answers. And just like our forefathers, matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Just to prove a point. Daniel 2 and 5. All right. 2 and 4. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king and Shirach, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream. Matter of fact, let me go up. Then the king, okay, verse 1. And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep broke from him. Then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldees for to show the king his dream. So they came and stood before the king. And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit has troubled to know the dream. And it says, then spake the Chaldees. Now these are supposed to be the great people that could break down everything. All right, these are the great of the greats, supposedly. And it says to the king in Sha'ak, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we shall show the interpretation. And the king answered and said to the Chaldees, the thing is gone from me, If you will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill. So he threatened, like, yo, you got all these powers. You're the most powerful wizards and warlocks and all this other stuff. Tell me my dream. I can't remember it. But if you show the dream, if you show the dream and the interpretation thereof, you shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore show me the dream and the interpretation thereof. Then answered again and said, let the king tell his servants the dream, and we shall show the interpretation of. And the king answered and said, I know of certainty that ye will gain the time, because you see the thing is gone from me. But if you will not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me. Till the time be changed. Therefore tell me the dream, and I shall know that you can show me the interpretation. The Chaldees answered before the king and said, there is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matter. Therefore, there is no king, lord, nor ruler that asks such things of any magician or astrologers or Chaldean. And it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other that can show it before the king except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh. For this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon, because they couldn't give him the answer. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Then Daniel answered with the counsel wisdom to Arok, the captain of the king's guard, was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon, and answered the said to Arok, the king's captain, why is the decree so hasty? For the king, then Arok would made thing known to Daniel. So the word went out to Daniel, and look, he was the only one, which we all know the story. He was the only one that was able to interpret it. So it wasn't these different witches and warlocks that was able to do anything, because it's not in their ability. The same thing is going to happen soon when it comes down to these devils. All right, there's going to be a point in time where they can't answer the answers that they've been looking for. They can't get it because those demons are going to leave them. Job 18:9. Now let me go up a bit. 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be darkened in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straitened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. It says, for he is cast into a net by his own feet, and walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid, and every side shall drive him to his feet, because he's going to not have the wisdom and the knowledge to guide him. Those demons are going to withdraw themselves. This is why it says, real quick, two more. Isaiah 47:12 to the point. Stand now with thy enchantments, with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from the things that shall come upon thee, which they're not going to be able. So they lean towards the wickedness and they won't get the answers that they desire, because why? The Lord's going to withdraw that spirit. The Lord said that, if you paraphrasing, there's no wise men in Teman, all right? They're going to have no answers. So they're going to be seeking the people of the Lord, the men of the Lord. Wisdom of Solomon Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter, verse 12. No, verse 14. No, 12. Therefore, let us lay in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and object to our infamy, the transgression of our education. Meaning what? We prove them wrong. All right? Hey, this was what the scripture says what? When the Pharisees, Sadducees, they call the apostles unlearned men, right? It's going to tell you 1 Corinthians, the first chapter, how the Lord used the weak things to confound the wise. So there's going to be a point where the wise is going to confound the rulers of this world, all right, and their belief, and prophesied against them, all right? And they're going to be cut through the spirit. It says, he professed to have the knowledge of the Most High, and calleth himself the child of the Most High. He was made to reprove our thoughts. And what is this man's thoughts? This man's thoughts is what? He's going to control the world. He's going to rule forever. So our job is to reprove and correct. Like, no, the Lord is for Israel. And we constantly correct you damn devils. So when Trump made that statement, to show you how he lacks wisdom and understanding, but that's the pride of the Edomites. And they're going to test us in that moment, all right? Which would lead to a lot of us losing our lives. It says he is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His way are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits, to abstain from our ways, from the filthiness. He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed. So when we say that the nation of Israel will not suffer no more, this is our last stance of it. Affliction shall not rise up a second time. All right. When we say that the kingdom of heaven is ours, the Lord's going to take the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans and give them a kingdom. All right. And put these other nations into servitude, slavery. That's saying that we're blessed. All right. So they're gonna hear these things, but they're like, nah, how you bless? We put this to you. We did this to you. You know? They probably gonna say, oh, we allowed you to know this and that. But we're gonna cut them in their spirit and say, and make his boast that the Most High is his father, which we do all the time. All right. There's gonna be a point of trial in front of the elites. Let me get this real quick. James 2:7, I believe. 6. But ye have despised the poor. Do not the rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? So they're going to draw us to the judgment seat. They're going to try their best to break the will of the prophets. All right. Try to change our tune to fit their narrative. But our job is to tell them straight up, you going in captivity. This whole debate thing that Captain Crunch, he's in the wrong spirit. All right. Our job is not to debate or come into a mutual ground with these people. Our job is to tell them exactly what's going down, how it's going down. Per se, they go into captivity. If you're not a nation of Israel, you go into captivity. Point blank, period. It says, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. So this devil is going to go all out. All right. This devil is going to go all out. He's going to torture. He's going, by any means necessary, to try to crush the will of the elect prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But knows no matter what they do, how they do it, the Lord is going to be for his people. All right. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.